her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you. Yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you, love her like you. Oh, oh yes, I love her like you. Panthers fans only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Nigga, just have my chocho ready. Shout out to the defense, too.
I would have remembered if it had messed my bread off, but it didn't. It's not good for me right now. Not good for me. I'm down bad. Do my voice sound a little,
It doesn't. I'm not even gonna lie, not even a little bit.
what? Sound messed up?
No.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That must mean, I'm gonna tell you what that means. What I assume it to mean, and don't be doing a lot. I just assume that you did what I told you to do.
No, I actually didn't. I made my own remedy up that I'm drinking right now.
Mine wasn't good enough for you.
I didn't have all the ingredients that you sent. So I had to switch up the route.
Oh, well, if you put some bourbon in that shit gonna help you too.
That's supposed to help?
Yeah. Bourbon or whiskey. Something dark. You put that shit in some hot coffee or some hot tea, that's gonna bring you back to life. I ain't gonna tell you no lie.
I need to know who told you that, because I ain't never heard that.
Chat, let them know, bro.
If ain't no old head told you that, then I just
that's who. I mean, bro, that's like a known thing. But I'll let the chat tell you, because you won't take my word for it, but you'll take the word of niggas that you ain't never met in life before. So, like, I'm gonna do something to hurt you. I mean, if I wanted to do that to you, I would have already done did it.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't, bro.
If I wanted to do that to you, then I would have already done did it. Like,
hey, and you need to put your folks on a leash. Calling my phone crazy the other day.
Who that?
Haley.
Oh no, she did the right thing.
No, she didn't. I almost popped on her for real. I really did.
She did the right thing.
No, she didn't.
She did the right thing.
This go for everybody. Don't ever call my phone crying unless you my mama or my girl.
She won't crying.
Yes, she was. I heard a bunch of crying.
She said what she said. I stand by her. I stand by what she said.
Well, you see, I ain't listened to her. Did you?
I mean, I already told her that was going to be the case. So.
And sometimes I just have a problem with authority too.
Yeah, but that's an ego thing. That's a you problem.
Yeah, I know.
You got to deal with.
It would have been
when them folks tell you what to do at your job, you don't got no problem with doing that.
I don't really get told what to do, if I'm being honest.
But you got to be in a structure that you abide by, right?
Yeah, but it's not like they say do this, do that. I know what I need to do to get my money.
They already did it. They already did it one time. That's the point.
Not the same.
Welcome to the show, man. I don't got time to go back and forth with I don't got time to go back and forth with folks today. I don't. I'm gonna talk a lot of truth today, and if he's not in alignment with it, I'm gonna go ahead and pack him up quick, because he already said he under the weather a little bit already too. Yeah.
What makes you think you think you're gonna be the one talking truth?
because what I've learned, like I've watched a couple of these episodes back, a couple of these streams since we've been streaming, and what I've learned is like sometimes you be getting on here lying and not being honest and truthful.
Wow. Wow.
So now I just assume that it's just got to be me. I just got to handle it. I gotta do it.
You do the same thing if you saying that's what I be doing.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
Just like last week, you tried to say Kyler Murray was better than Bryce.
No, that's a fact.
Or you tried to.
And ironically enough, I don't know if you saw that list.
I did see it, but I just didn't agree with it.
Excuse me. Hey, chat. I don't know if y'all saw that list, but there was a lot of y'all on my ass last week.
Bro, you even changed your stance.
There was 20 quarterbacks better than Bryce. There was a lot of people on my ass in the chat. And then the next thing you know, I see a list that got bro ranked 30th.
Yeah, and you just know that's not true.
And then I just seen a list today that had him listed as 22. So I mean, unfortunately, it seems as though I wasn't necessarily off on my assessment.
Well, the thing is
that had him at 30. I believe they had Malik Willis listed 1 or 2 slots above him.
And you know that's not true.
I'm just saying that's what I saw on the list. That's all.
And the thing is, it's like you tried to name out your quarterbacks and you couldn't even name 20. So I don't know why you're referring to a list.
Well,
you tried to use your own brain and couldn't get to 20.
Well, I'm just telling you what I observed. I'm telling you what I've observed over the week. That's a problem with, going live and recording once a week. We have to reevaluate and revisit some things that we said the previous week when they come to fruition or when they play out. And unfortunately, that's what's happened this week. That's just what's happening. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't agree with the list that I seen. And obviously you don't either.
I'm just telling you that I seen the list, nigga. That's all. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all. See, I'm just saying, tell the truth, bro.
Nigga, you talking about tell the truth. You couldn't even get on here and do that.
Brian, what's popping, man? What's happening? Omar, what's popping? Omar, you gonna change your handle or is this a different Omar? Now, this got to be a different Omar, because Omar Tillman is he's a mod. Unless you got another channel. If you do, shout out to you. We about to subscribe as soon as we get off live tonight. What's popping? Scrap, what's popping? Shout out to Miles in the building. Bloody, what's popping? J-Rock, what's popping? Appreciate it, brother. Oh, Bloody, what I say? Bloody, what I say?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out too. I don't even know.
What I say, Bloody?
It happens so much that.
Or what did Terrence say? Because it's crazy that I just automatically assumed it was me. But I do be saying some crazy shit out here sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I do for sure. Let me intro real quick. Let me see. Doug, what's popping, brother? What's happening?
Yo.
All right, here we go. Welcome to For Panthers Fans Only live stream. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. If you haven't done so already and you're watching on YouTube, obviously, if you're watching on X, shout out to you. Appreciate you all for being here. If you haven't tapped in with us on social media, do so right now at For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram and TikTok, at FPFO_podcast on Twitter. You can also find us on all DSPs for Panthers Fans Only. You can visit our website, forpanthersfansonly.com. Actually, you can't. I mean, you can, but it's not up right now. We got it down. If you want to purchase merch like you see on my body right now, or the OG Reaper tee that probably about 90% of you all have seen up to this point, you can DM us on any one of our social media pages at For Panthers Fans Only, at FPFO_podcast. We will bring the website back when we're back in studio. That's what we're going with right now. Quick studio update is a couple of y'all that do follow us on Instagram that saw we were in there working yesterday. We ran into a minor hiccup, so just stand by as it pertains to the studio and as it pertains to in-person recordings. But we will be back very, very soon in studio, and when it's all said and done, it's all put together, it will look it'll be well worth the wait, and we're super excited about some of the opportunities that we're gonna have once that is completed, to create additional content and things like that. So appreciate you all for being here again. If you're unfamiliar with the show, I am JJ.
I'm Terrence. I can barely talk, bro. I just feel disgusted.
If you need you need to get off.
No, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
bear with me. Everybody,
okay.
bear with me.
Well, why are you down bad?
I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I went to Atlanta this weekend. Went to the game. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Lack of sleep, increased amount of drinking, maybe.
Yes, all of those things will contribute.
So a lot of driving too. That's why I don't like driving. A lot of driving.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I mean, yeah, all of that coupled together, and I've just been on the go the past couple weekends. So I don't know. I just need rest.
That's probably the main indicator for real. What was popping, brother? Good to see you in the building. Appreciate you tuning in. Tremel, what's popping? I think I pronounced it right. If I didn't, I apologize.
Yeah, he'll mess up a name quick.
I will. I'm not gonna lie, so don't take it personal. Jay Stevens, what's popping? Appreciate it. Listen, we go live pretty much throughout the entire season. So the lives won't stop. It just won't be our main pod. It'll be, an update for that week, or it'll be a game preview or something of the sort. So we go live, and then we do, of course, our live game reactions. We do, our live watch parties, things like that. So the lives aren't going to stop. So definitely appreciate that. But we do enjoy being in person. And for me personally, I thoroughly enjoy being in person. Just because we can give you guys, in my opinion, it's just a better show overall. So I'll just say that. Got a super chat. Appreciate it. Round of applause. FPFO, can't wait for weekly content. Keep pounding. Yeah, for sure. We're on it, Brian. We're on it. We've been going. How long have we been going live now on Mondays? Well, the thing about it is sometimes we just be busy, bro, and we just can't. I mean, we try and maneuver, and we try and shake it up as much as we can as far as the scheduling goes. But for the overwhelming majority of the off season so far, we've been going live and doing our lives on Monday nights. So from now on, if y'all just block out 8 to 10 or even 8:30 to 10:30, and y'all come fuck with us, y'all gonna be good money for the time being. And then we'll be back 9 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday mornings. All right, let's get started, man. The Carolina Panthers kick off 2026 training camp this Thursday. I believe rookies report tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. No, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. They report on Wednesday. Rookies report on Wednesday. I think things get kicked off for training camp on Thursday. So it's here, bro. It's here. The time is here. And I'm not gonna lie, today and tonight we're gonna have a lot of uncomfortable conversations because it might be a few of y'all's favorites that might be beating a road. Before we even dive into that, Brady Christensen is back. Terrence, react, respond. The floor is yours.
I mean, I think it was a good addition, good pickup. He was sitting on free agency for a little while now, and he just came off of that injury. And I think we watched his rehab video up here, right? Did we watch his rehab video up here? Where you was gassing him up? Okay, yes. So he looked relatively healthy during the rehab, and I think with Icky going out, and then how we know that this offensive line deals with a lot of injuries throughout the year. I think Brady Christensen is a guy that's familiar with the system, familiar with the team. So, and then getting them for a good price, like you can't have too much offensive line depth. So I'm happy that we went and signed him. I don't think it does anything but help the roster even more, filling out the depth in that room. So shout out to Brady.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. This is a guy that I mean, on this podcast, we've mentioned him a couple of times, even before we watched the rehab video last week. This is a guy that I felt as though we should have brought back before he even hit the free agent market. But also, I understood kind of where we were going, what direction we wanted to address, and what side of the football that we were going to invest the most money in, and that was always going to be the defense. So in that regard, I understand why things went the way they did as it pertains to wanting to see him get cleared and wanting to make sure that we would be able to do it from a financial standpoint. I don't even know. Did we get? Have we gotten contract details on that yet? I'm not sure. Terrence, have you seen that
yet? I haven't personally seen it, but I can see if I can find it.
Let me see. It just says a 1-year deal. 1-year contract with the Carolina Panthers. The deal was finalized just ahead of training camp, shortly after the veteran offensive lineman was fully medically cleared from a torn Achilles. So, I mean, listen, he's cleared. He's ready to go. We saw him a week and a half, 2 weeks ago when Mike K posted the video or reposted it, whichever one it was, of him back in the lab. We saw him benching. We saw him running a couple of cone drills. So we know that, the Achilles seems to be ready to go. He seems geared up. Like Terrence said, in my opinion, you can never have enough offensive line depth. And when you look at this offensive line, and Terrence, I think I said this in the FPFO group chat, but when you look at this offensive line and the way that it's currently constructed heading into training camp, this is one of the deeper units from an offensive line standpoint that I personally seen in about 10 or 15 years. And maybe I would even go as far to say that this might be the deepest the offensive line has ever been for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, I think especially when you take into like talent-wise, the guys that we drafted, the guys that we have brought in during free agency, there's going to be a lot of competition going on in the offensive line room, which is good. As you know, Dave Canales and Dan Morgan, one of the things that they preached since they got here is that, we want to create competition between the guys in the room. Like, we want to make sure that guys are actually competing for a roster spot and knowing that nothing is given to you. If you beat out somebody, it's going to be because you earned it. So that keeps everybody on their toes. That makes sure that everybody isn't taking things for granted. So I think that that's a good thing. But yeah, I do say, like, from a talent perspective, it is a pretty deep offensive line room.
Yeah, most definitely. Let me see. I'm trying to pull up. Let me see if this is like our official depth chart, but I'm just gonna pull it up right now as I'm kind of looking through. Let's see, just so we can take a look at the offensive line and kind of what we're looking at right now. So we know obviously Icky is going to be down, but just based on what they've been saying and kind of the feeling around the building, he should be returning at some point this season. I believe obviously he is going to start the season on the PUP list, but I do also believe in that same breath that he's going to return before the end of this season. I would say if I had to put a timetable on it right now, I would say somewhere between weeks 9 and 11, just based on the energy that I've been feeling off of, all of the interviews and all of the press conferences and the things like that we've seen this offseason. So I genuinely believe Icky will be back before the end of this year. Then obviously, as we know, we went out and we drafted Monroe Freeling, Rasheed Walker. He was a guy that we signed. And right now, just based on the way ESPN currently has it, they have Monroe Freeling listed above Rasheed Walker, which, I came on after the draft and said that I believe that he was going to be starting relatively early in the season. And I think I might have even said that he was going to be starting at the beginning of the season. But this to me is actually surprising that ESPN has it listed like this. Dame, this nigga here, Sadiq Charles. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and tell Sadiq Charles might be on he might be on the hot seat with Brady coming back. I'm not gonna lie. Luke Fortner, obviously another guy that we brought in this offseason to play that starting center role, but that was before Sam Heck dropped to us, who I am very, very high on.
Where's Bro at?
Who's that?
The dude that we got from the Raiders that was like,
the Ravens.
The Raiders. No, that was god awful.
Oh, Stone Forsyth, or whatever. Where is he at? right tackle, I believe. Oh, I mean, you see how far I got to. Yeah. Hey, Stone for Scythe. Thank you so. Or actually, no. Let me not do that. Let me not do that yet. But I'm
too
not
early,
gonna lie.
Bro. Too early. Too early.
I know, bro. I know, but it's
Calm
just a
down.
couple of names. It's a couple of names that just they just gotta beat the road, bro. Because I just and where's bro at? And I'm not even gonna say his name because I don't want it, I don't want it to really pop up in his algorithm or nothing like that. But when I find him, I'm gonna just zoom in on it and nobody say shit.
I already know what you're looking for. He down. He down to the right.
He down. Yes, nigga. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of niggas with Brady coming back. A lot of niggas on the hot seat. Not gonna hold you. And it's a couple of niggas that I don't even want to see touch the field, especially with my quarterback looking for a new contract. That's all I'm gonna say.
For contract purposes, Karen White said that Brady Christensen contract is for $2.7 million. But I don't know if that is because that sounds like his old deal. Unless
we sign him, unless that's vet minimum, back-to-back years.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I see that that was for his 2025 deal. But I mean, I was assuming somewhere around that amount. I don't see them paying him more than that coming off of a Achilles injury. Yeah, so.
And I think that was kind of our hesitation too, Terrence, when we talked about some of the guys that we wanted to see return earlier in the offseason. I think that was kind of some of our hesitation as well. Again, was just what price point you were going to be able to get Brady at. For me personally, it was just, we had to make sure that it was going to be team friendly and reasonable, especially with the amount of holes that we had to fill defensively. So if that 2.7 is accurate, Karen, then for me personally, I'm happy with it. That to me gets the job done. That's perfect. That's perfect when you're talking about a guy that can play all 5 positions across the offensive line.
Yeah.
And you can be confident in it. You can be confident in it. Yeah. And unfortunately, Tramel, I'm not going to lie. They might be passing him some Gatorade for about the first 2.5 weeks. And then they might just be on the wire. They might just be on the wire. Not here to tell no lies tonight at all. But again, shout out to Brady Christensen. Glad he's back. He's a guy that has given us very, very valuable reps over the past 2 or 3 years. Again, in multiple different offensive line positions. He's a guy that last year, before we re-signed him, he was a guy that I believe was either my 1A or 1B for top priorities for the Carolina Panthers to address. That's how strongly I feel about him, and the depth that he provides on the offensive line. Who was Cade Mays? I know that Cade Mays, he signed. Where did Cade Mays sign? Was Cade Mays the one that was in the battle?
He went to the Lions, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Cade Mays was the one that was in the center battle with Austin Corbett last year.
Yeah, it should have beat him out. Well,
it should have beat him out. No, it's not well. You're right. You're right.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't understand how we let him walk, but then also that's when they went and got Luke Ford. And then, But the Lions didn't give him anything crazy. I feel like it was affordable. But, if Sam Hick is what you think he is, then we should be A-okay.
I think he's that. I'm not going to lie to you. But, I mean, we can jump into that. And we'll just jump into that particular battle right now since we're talking about it. We'll go into our training camp battles that we have our eye on this year, as it pertains to depth, as it pertains to who's going to be the starter of that specific group. Because I got my eyes on there's a couple of guys, bro, that I have my eyes on. I'm not gonna lie, like quiet as kept. Like I don't know what's gonna happen with that defensive end room. What's gonna happen at outside backer, because Pat Jones, like we talked about the other day, Terrence, Pat Jones was your best pass rusher 2 years ago. Now I know he had the surgery last year, and he's gonna have to show us what he has. But then you look at, going and spending the money that you did on Jordan Phillips, and then the year that Nick Scorton had, I think there's a conversation to be had there as well. But we'll dive into that in just a second. Let's start at center. They brought in, like you said, they brought in Luke Fortner. I think they only gave him a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, because I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. And then of course they drafted Sam Heck, and they also have Nick Selmack.
Yeah, Luke Fortner has a 1-year deal.
1-year deal there. Sam Heck and Nick Selmack. That's the guy that they drafted, that they traded. You know how I always be bringing up the nigga from the Ravens that they traded for and it went under the radar. And I was like, bro, I don't know what they have in store for him, but I think he's a part of the plans. So looking at those 3 guys just right now, obviously it's the early training camp predictions, but right now, who do you think is going to win that battle? How do you see it playing out? And just give me a little bit on the center position.
I think it's exactly how they have it on the depth chart on ESPN. I think ultimately Luke Fortner is going to beat him out just because experience. He's been in the league like 4 years, I think. So I think that he'll beat him out based on experience, but I do think Sam Heck will fall in the second. And then I also think it's a position like with the Monroe Freeland, like there's a chance that Sam Heck does get the start throughout the start of the season or throughout the middle of the season, but I don't think that he comes out of training camp winning that spot. That's just me personally.
Not mad at that at all. And this can kind of be a situation in which they don't want to throw their young guy to the fire.
Because you don't need to.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need to. Like you said, Luke Fortner, he's a veteran. He has that experience. You don't need to, but I'd be remiss if I told you that I didn't necessarily want him to. I think Sam Heck is a problem. I think he's the truth. I love what he does in the run game because he's a smash mouth type guy. I like what he does in the pass game as well because he's just solid. And he seems very, very intelligent on that front line. And for me personally, when you have a younger quarterback like a Bryce Young that's looking for a new deal, who will receive a new deal next offseason, I think that's what you need. Now, the same could be true again for a guy like Luke Fortner, who has experience in this league, who has been a starter already. But I think that this is going to be tough. I don't think that this is one of those situations where, you look at the matchup the last 2 years between Austin Corbett and K. Mays, and just based on the money alone that they paid Austin Corbett, that's what we feel as though kind of influenced the decision. Because if you're paying a guy X amount and you re-signed him to be your starter, then it's going to look a certain way coming out of training camp if he's receiving the type of money that Austin Corbett was receiving and he doesn't win the job. I don't believe that this is the case with Luke Fortner because I don't think his deal is that lucrative. And again, I think that they're going to give their young guys a chance because just based on what they've shown us since Dave Canales has been the head coach and brought in his staff, and based on the fact that Dan Morgan is who he is, I believe that they're going to go with the best option. And so if it plays out that way, I do envision a world, or I can see a world in which Sam Heck ends up getting the start come week 1 against Chicago and Charlotte. But again, time will tell on that front. And I think that this is a very, very intriguing matchup. I wish that training camp was open. I'm not going to lie. Like heading into year 2 of no training camp, I just despise it. I hate it.
It's going to be better for you in the long run. Just calm down, bro. Just calm down.
I don't think it will be. I don't see a world in which it is better for me in the long run. But the floor is yours for you to explain to me how that's the case.
Well, I just think based on the facilities that they're building and based on the renovations that they have, and I think that it's going to be like it's just going to be a better overall experience, especially when I'm going back to thinking Spartansburg. Like when training camp was there. Now, obviously, when it came back to Carolina, like 3 years ago, however many years ago that was, I like that setup flawless. A lot. Yeah, I like that setup a lot. But I mean, obviously, they just think that there's in a lot of ways that it could be better. So I think it'll be good. Just be patient.
Well, sometimes I have a problem with patience. And heading into this training camp specifically, just like we just talked about, with all the offensive line depth that we have, with some of the younger edge rusher guys, even with specific cornerback positions, which we'll go into, and we'll go into that next actually. There's just a lot of matchups, and I mean, I haven't even hinted at the wide receiver position yet, because I feel as though that's where we're going to spend the most time tonight. But there's just a lot of matchups that I just need to see for myself, because I know how that propaganda go. I know how the propaganda go, bro. And that shit can be very misleading. So I am very disappointed that we're not going to be in the building this year. Because as a content creator for the Carolina Panthers, that's when you run shit up. That's when you run shit up, and y'all know that we would give y'all the truth, and we wouldn't be giving y'all no propaganda. We would tell y'all exactly what was going on. So I guess we just have to, rely on the beat reporters.
Exactly. Trust your folks.
Oh yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%, and I do trust them. And we're gonna have just throughout the summer, we'll have a couple of those folks on, to kind of give us the real and kind of give us the rundown of what's going on in training camp. So I am super, super excited about that. So make sure, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn your bell notification on, so you guys don't miss that when the time comes. But yes, I am going to trust my folks, because that's all I can do. And transparently, the ones that I trust have shown me no reason not to. That's number one. And secondly, the one that I didn't trust retired. So shout out to him. Appreciate everything he did for the organization. Or actually not even an organization, but not even an organization, but for us as fans, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm glad he's gone, and happy that we have some people in here that we can trust, that are going to give us the real and not ask dumbass questions. Cool. So let's go to cornerback. That's another matchup, and obviously Mike and JC are locked in on the outside, but we also know that Shaw Smith-Wade, after the Corey, I know, don't start shaking your head. I know, but I'm just saying, you know that after the Corey Thornton injury last year, Shaw Smith-Wade had, he pretty much wore that throughout the duration of the season. We also heard the comments that Dave Canales made regarding Corey Thornton as he was making some of those plays during OTAs and things like that, mini camp, etc. And reinforcing and re-emphasizing the fact that Corey Thornton did in fact win that slot corner position last year. So it wasn't like a by committee type thing. He won the job, and unfortunately his shit just got broke. But he's back this year, and he was making plays in OTAs and minicamp. And then you add Will Lee into the mix as well, which
can't just be respectful, bro, until you see him play.
The floor is yours, bro. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's much of a matchup if Corey Thornton stays healthy, personally, or much of a battle, so to speak. Because like you said, Dave Canales said last year that ultimately Corey Thornton won the job. And then we see in minicamp and OTAs, the way that they were talking about Corey Thornton, the way the media was covering Corey Thornton, and just like, I know we talk about propaganda a lot, but a lot of the videos that were coming out about Corey Thornton and coverage and stuff like that, I just think that if he stays healthy, I don't really think that it's a question of whose job that is.
I would agree with you. And I would agree with you, and I do agree with you, but my hesitation again right now is just based on the way things are set. And obviously, again, I know that this means nothing. Yeah. I know that this means nothing. But right now on ESPN, they do have Shaw Smith-Wade listed as a starting nickelback. So I just want to state that for the record, because that's how it's currently set up. And then
but they also have Icky starting as the left tackle, which we know that like he's not going to be playing at all at the start of the year. So that,
don't mean much.
Yeah,
and of course this changes as training camp goes along. Obviously,
yeah.
I think Corey, I would agree with you. I think that if Corey Thornton won the job last year, there's nothing in my body that tells me that he's not going to win it next year,
unless that injury is like lingering or nagging or something like that. Yeah. But Based on what they've already been saying, I just don't believe that's the case.
Right. And typically you don't necessarily see that in a bone break. That's typically more of a ligament, muscle
soft tissue.
Deal. Yeah, yes. Like you typically don't see that with bone breaks unless they were like, traumatic.
Off the surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
And with this,
we clear house, so we're good now. But then again, matter of fact, never mind. Matter of fact, never mind. But yeah, that's something that I'm going to keep my eye on as well. And why did you tell me to be respectful to Will Lee? I mean, obviously, I'm going to respect him as a man, but I'm just telling you, just based on what I've seen personally.
What do you see as in what?
What I see
like on his college tape?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Let me tell you this, Terrence, and you know this to be true. If you can't guard and you can't cover at the college level, good God in the day, when you got to see Luther Burden and them boys week 1, you got to see Drake London and didn't they add another receiver, or I'm blazing? Yeah, you gotta see Drake London and Zachariah week 2. Week 3, you got to see KC.
The thing is, he's not gonna be getting that many reps off rip, because at that point he's like the 4th best corner.
And even that,
like the 5th best corner, actually.
Yeah. No, you're
so
right.
I mean, I'm just saying, give him some time. You haven't seen what he's done in training camp. You haven't seen literally anything from an NFL level, only a college level. And he also played at A&M, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's
really good talent that was doing him in.
Yeah, but he also made a lot of good plays at A&M as well. He was one of their best corners on their team. So it's not like the guy is just some slouch. Do you think right now he's better than a Caleb Evans?
I don't know. And that's my I told you that we weren't lying today. I told you that we were gonna have some uncomfortable conversations.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
I just don't. Damn it, no, I don't know.
Do you think, based on what you've seen from his college tape and based on what you've seen from Keith Taylor in person, do you think he's better than Keith Taylor?
You want my honest answer, or you want to move on to the next position group?
Well, it doesn't seem like you might be honest right now, so I don't know.
The problem is I'm being extremely honest, and that's why this pick it confuses me a little bit. It does. It confuses me a bit. It does. I'll just be honest. It really does confuse me a bit.
It's depth, and then let's just say he turns out being a dog, and then you get rid of Mike next year. So perfect. They're thinking ahead, thinking for the future.
That you're not going to get rid of Mike. You're just not going to have enough money to pay him, because you're going to have to pay $9.
Well, same thing. He won't be here.
Yes, I do agree with that. Unfortunately, now that is a stance that we've stayed strong in. So if you're a new viewer, we at FPFO unfortunately don't believe that Mike Jackson will be here for the 2027 season, because we believe that he's going to demand a little too much money. That being said, Will Lee the 4th is not the replacement for Mike Jackson. It will 100% be Corey Thornton.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just saying, regardless, he's just a depth piece, and I just don't think it's a fair assessment for you to be judging him just based on what you've seen, which is nothing in the NFL level.
Yeah, but that to me, there's a couple of positions that you can get away with not necessarily having the most production, and you can get away just with traits, right? Because, and even if we're talking about traits, he's not special in that regard either. There's nothing. He's
a thumper. He's a thumper.
Yeah, no, he's
and you like those guys. He's a thumper.
I like thumpers that make plays on the ball, like a Mike Jackson. Like, we know that Mike Jackson will get us exposed if he tries to play press man or whatever the case may be. He's a little too slow. He's a little this and that. But what he put on film last year, he's a hooper. Unfortunately, I just don't see that with Will Lee. I
didn't say he was a hooper. I said he's a thumper. And Will Lee brings a different type of attitude and mentality than what Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn brings.
And what is that exactly? If you don't mind
me based on his tape, there was a lot more physicality. There was a lot more chatting. Like he's bringing that. He's bringing that to the table, which I don't know if they have that in that room right now.
Mike chats.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Mike chat the way Will Lee was chatting on his tape.
Here we go. Let's just let since we're here, it's only 2 minutes, so even that alone, even that alone for a college tape, that's just not the best indicator to me. But let's just see. And of course, these are highlights, so this is going to be his.
A couple of extra rushes, and they bring him. Carr, end zone, drop.
Here you go.
No, I just didn't get a chance to watch the play. I was trying to mute it.
Oh, step by step, get that out of there. Seatbelt.
That's good coverage, but I mean, it is from 5 yards away.
Break. Yeah, I like this play here.
That's good coverage. Great coverage.
And look at him. Chatting to him.
A lot of press, man. Press man again. Oh my God, instant bail. Yeah, that to me, I don't learn a lot off that rep there. Oh God, where? I mean, he'll fit in the EJ scheme perfectly if he's playing that down far back. Good tackle. I ain't gonna hate on that. Good tackle. Yeah. It's just some of these reps, bro, that I see like right there, like and even on the first play of the tape, that to me in the NFL is a touchdown because niggas just can catch better. Hands are better.
Step for step. Ran this route for him.
Yeah, he do be chatting. No, I ain't gonna lie. He do be chatting.
Oh, he can't miss that first one.
Yeah, no, he can't. He can't, bro. And do you see when I say, because this is the thing, bro. This is a touchdown in the NFL.
Yeah.
This play right here is exactly what we, and this is no shot and no shade at JC because I've been on his ass the last 2 or 3 weeks. But this is the exact play that we saw between JC and Chris Olave last year, except the only difference is Will Lee just gets beat way earlier. So these are the type of reps that I'm talking about when I say that for me personally, it gives me cause for pause, and I'm kind of confused by it because, like you just mentioned, if we all assume that Mike Jackson is going to be gone next year, this is not a guy, in my opinion, that challenges your starting lineup, right?
As of right now.
As of right now, of course, he can come out and show us something. But in the NFL, it's a touchdown because it's a better thrown ball, and they're a lot faster, and the nigga is just walking in the end zone, right? And so when these are the type plays that are on your highlight tape, then for me personally, it just gives me cause for pause because, again, me watching tape and understanding some things deeper than the highlight tape, I've seen where those reps that he just put up end up bad. I have. And again, he is young. So I'm going to give him, the benefit of the doubt right now. But just based on what I've seen so far, based on what he showed me on tape in camp or in college, I just don't know. But we can all we can agree that right now, obviously, it's JC, Mike, Corey, Shaw. Those are the top 4 that we're going with. Let's go to edge. What do you think they do at edge? Do you think that they go ahead and roll Nick Scorton back out beside Jalen Phillips, or do you think that they give Pat Jones his job back and try and rotate Nick Scorton and Princely back into the rotation? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. That's going to be tough. I think that it depends on how Pat Jones' rehab is went. Depends on how he looks in training camp from a health perspective. But You also got to think Pat Jones he's older than Nick Scotton. He's a little bit more experienced. He's a little bit more twitchier than Nick Scotton. But you also can't discount what Nick Scotton did in his rookie year. Now, obviously, it's not numbers that are going to jump off the page or anything like that, but he was productive in his rookie year. But, who knows? Like, maybe he's even better, like, coming in and out of the game. Not a every down, like, pass rusher. So it'll be interesting. Princely, I think he has a lot of work to do. But I've seen a lot of people really impressed by what Princely has done this offseason. So that'll be an interesting matchup to see as well. But he has to have a lot more improvement than what he did last year, because he was a guy that I was high on when we drafted him, because to me, he felt like a more pure pass rusher than Nick Scotton. And I ultimately thought that he would win out, or he would beat Nick Scotton out for the job, but that didn't turn out. But I don't know. It'll be interesting in this room. I think that Pat Jones ultimately will come out and probably have that job, but I think it's going to be more on like a rotating basis. Like, I don't think either one of them would be like every down.
That's understandable. That's understandable. I think that this is a very interesting situation. And like my man just mentioned here, I think that this is another opportunity where we have a lot more at this position in particular than we have in the past. And I think that that's a good problem. I think that's a great problem to have, to be honest. But as far as who we roll out beside Jalen Phillips, I think that I think it's gonna be Nick Scotton. And I think he did enough with the opportunities that he got last year to earn this spot for this upcoming season. And I really, really think that with that surgery that Pat Jones had to have, they're going to do a long, hard assessment on what he's capable of doing, because honestly, we could see his reps go down significantly. Again, I'm aware that Pat Jones was the best pass rusher on this team just 2 short years ago, but we all know that in the NFL, life comes at you fast and things move extremely quick, and we ultimately know that it is a business. And it seems as though that Nick Scotton was one of the better draft investments that Dan Morgan and his front office have made over the last few years. And I think they'd be doing him a disservice if they just instantly came back and was just like, Pat Jones, here's your job back. No, I think that we have to see what he's capable of and see if he's going to be able to go and still be the same player that he was prior to that injury. That being said, I do think that he is going to get opportunities. Is Storming down there?
Yeah, that joint just went crazy. You heard that?
Yeah, on God. we got some down here too. But I didn't know it was like that. So I know I got something to look forward to tonight. But yeah, I think, again, just to reemphasize the point, that I do believe that this room it looks a lot better than it has in years past. It just simply does. And just speaking on Princely really quickly, and I want to be very mindful of my words here, but you all know how I feel about EJ. Terrence knows how I feel about EJ. And y'all know, and if you're new here, maybe you don't know, but y'all know, the ones that have been watching and are consistent, y'all know how I felt about the comments that Princely made last year towards the end of the year about EJ, his scheme, and giving his guys opportunities. Now, his stance was reemphasized and driven home a little bit further when Derek Brown came out and said something very similar. However, again, if that's how you feel, Princely, now you have your opportunity to make money, because again, he's going to have the opportunity to do so, and we do need somebody to step up, so that when Nick Scotton and Jalen Phillips are off the field, we just have no pass rush at all, because we saw that happen in situations like when you had a Brian Burns 3 years ago with nobody on the other side of him, right? So it's just like, yeah, we still need to make sure that we have suitable guys that can come out and produce at a high level when the time comes. And I do believe, because Terrence, we've had this conversation quite a few times, I do believe that Princely has the traits to do that. I do. coming out of the draft, I thought that Princely was a better pure pass rusher, as did Terrence. We felt as though he was a better pure pass rusher overall than Nick Scorton was. And unfortunately, we just didn't get the opportunity to see that last year. And he chalked that up to lack of opportunities and scheme and things like that. But okay, cool. So year 2, you should know how to play in this scheme. And year 2, you should know how fast the game is. And year 2, when you get your opportunities, you should make the most of them. So I have my eyes on him this training camp because I want to see him take that next step forward. Because if he's able to, I do believe that he'll be a valuable player to this scheme, to this system, and ultimately to the organization. I do.
Yeah, and I say all that to say what I said in the beginning is you, JJ, specifically, don't be surprised if Pat Jones does come out and is starting at edge over Nick Scorton.
And that is a good way. That is a good way for EJ to get put on my shit list very, very early.
Why? Why though? Because Pat Jones had very good production when he was playing as well. So it's like it's not like
with a back surgery.
Yeah, okay, but even with the back surgery, it's like if he's fully healthy now and he's looking like the same Pat Jones, like I can't fault them for being like, oh, this guy like beat him out in training camp. Like you have to be okay with that. I mean, that's just the way competition works sometimes. Even though it might be a you guy, like it might be your guy, but that guy can get beat out in training camp.
Do you believe that Pat Jones has the ability to beat out Nick Scorton? Even the version of Pat Jones that you saw 2 years ago that was the best pass rusher on this team. Do you genuinely believe he has what it takes to beat out a second-year Nick Scorton at 22?
Yeah, I think it's up in the air. Yeah, I don't think that this is a situation where Nick Scorton just runs away with this competition battle. I don't think that that's the case at all.
Okay. That's fair. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
But I can already see how I can tell by your tonality. I can already see how you're gonna act if it happens. All I'm saying is I want you to understand that could be possible. That could be a very, very, very true reality.
Ultimately, what it comes down to, right? And you know that I mean, I've said this, I've maintained the same stance for years now at this point. Ultimately, what it comes down to is who's going to win us football games. So if they feel as though going into the summer and coming out of the summer, if they feel as though Pat Jones was able to beat out Nick Scorton, the first thing that I'm going to do, transparently, is question their assessment process. That's number one. And then secondly, because then that would be 3 years in a row that you fucked up on an assessment. Because the first year was Austin Corbett. The second year again was Austin Corbett. And let me remind you, 2 years ago, if y'all go all the way back to the training camp videos that I was doing on a daily basis, I was telling niggas that there was no way that Austin Corbett should be starting for this team because we couldn't even get the fucking snap right without pads on in training camp. But that would be number 2, both back-to-back years with Austin Corbett. And then if it doesn't work out, it would be year 3 with Nick Scorton. But again, that would be my first thought and my first challenge. And then secondly, I would just be like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to trust the coaching staff. If EJ is who I say he is, then I just have to be comfortable with the decision that he's made. So that's kind of how that would go. And I would vocalize that. So 1 week I would probably come out and say it was a dumbass decision. And then the next week I say, okay, cool, well, let's go play ball. And then everything that I see after that, or everything that I feel after that is going to be determined upon what kind of production that we get from Pat Jones in that specific position. So I guess we'll see. I guess time will tell.
I'm just telling you, be on high alert.
Okay.
If it decides not to go the way you think it is.
Yeah. I mean, Eternal, 1,000%. We spent on 120 for a reason, but I don't think that's going to take away all of Princely's opportunities. And of course, we're all like again, it's training camp, so we're hoping and praying that everybody is going into the season healthy and clean, right? But even if even if that is the case, because obviously injuries happen and things like that, we just can only hope that it's nothing major to a major contributor on the team. So if everybody comes in clean and healthy, I still don't believe that Princely is just going to be straight special teams. I think that they're going to give him opportunities because they drafted him in the third round. You're not just drafting guys in the third round just to throw them away after a year and a half to 2 years. Like that's just not going to happen.
Well, guys get tired too.
After a year.
Guys get tired. Guys get nicked. So he's going to have his opportunities for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%. Now, again, the challenge will be on him to come out and produce, because that was a lot of my problem with Princely last year when he was saying what he said about EJ. It was just like, yeah, bro, I understand why you feel the way that you feel, but you're dealing with a coach that, like, historically doesn't really like playing younger guys already. Like, we saw that when Nick Scorton had to earn his keep last year, right? It took Nick Scorton 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks to become a starter on this team. So you're dealing with a guy that doesn't even necessarily like playing younger guys. And then when you have your opportunity, you're not maximizing them. You're not really making an impact on the field. You're not really doing shit. Terrence, I don't know if you recall, but when Princely was playing a better percentage of the snaps, there were a lot of weeks when we were reading off PFF grades, there were a lot of weeks where he was towards the bottom, if not at the very, very bottom of the entire team. So, that's why I say I didn't necessarily like those comments at that time, because even when Princely was getting his opportunities, he wasn't making the most of them. But I don't necessarily believe that's going to be the case this year. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. Another year of experience. Now he has guys that he can actually learn from, in a Jalen Phillips, in a Pat Jones coming back. So, I mean, he should be fine. If he wants to put the work in, then he'll be good. If not, he'll fall by the wayside.
And we've seen some niggas. We've seen some niggas fall by the wayside, with all due respect. We just simply have. Okay. Your favorite wide receiver. And what I want you to do is I want you to just go ahead and tell me your top 5 in order. That's just how we'll start the conversation. Your top 5 in order. And then we'll dive a little bit deeper towards that bottom, 1 or 2, because I believe the Panthers, in my opinion, before we dive into it even more than we're going to, the Panthers, in my opinion, have again at the wide receiver position, have a very unique situation on their hands, because I believe that this room is deeper than it's been in a long time. I just genuinely do. I believe that all the way to wide receiver 8 and 9, you have guys that could produce for you if put in that situation. Obviously, you're not going to want to be playing wide receiver 6 and 7 that much anyway. But if you even take a step further, wide receivers 8, 9, 10, there's still some juice in that bottom part of the list. But Terrence, go ahead and tell me your top 5 in order, because this is going to tell me a lot about how you're viewing training camp and these camp battles. And then, like I said, we'll dive a little bit deeper into that group, because this room is exceptionally deep.
I'm gonna go T-Mac, Jalen Coker. This is gonna be controversial. I already know. T-Mac, Jalen Coker. As much as y'all gonna hate to hear this, it's true. David Moore, Chris Brazzell, Xavier Legette.
Interesting.
And everybody, I know people are gonna say something about David Moore, but it's like
they shouldn't.
You have to go watch his connection with Bryce Young. You have to go watch the production that he gives us when he is healthy, and he's simply one of Bryce Young's favorite targets. So
I agree.
And the way that the media has been gassing him, in the way that the coaching staff has been gassing him, he's also a Dave Canales guy. So,
I agree with you, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I agree with you, and like you said, that's gonna be controversial. I went on a podcast with Ryan Smith inside the vault last week. I think he released that episode on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys, once we wrap up here, you guys can go over to Inside the Vault and check that out. But yeah, I agree. I agree. And Terrence, unfortunately, they're not gonna like it.
Yeah, they're already mad.
I was about to say, I know they're probably already lighting you up in the chat. Well, yeah, I already knew they were probably already lighting you up in the chat. But that's why I wanted you to go first, because I wanted to see if you were gonna stand on business. And I'll go ahead and tell y'all, chat, this is not something that me and Terrence have discussed. Honest truth, this being an option is not something that me and Terrence have discussed off air. It's just simply not. But we do align in our thinking and our ideology with David Moore coming back from the elbow injury. We do. I do believe that David Moore is going to start the season off as wide receiver 3 for all of the same reasons that Terrence just said. I think that he's one of Bryce Young's favorite targets. I think that for whatever it's worth, over the past 2 or 3 years since he's been here. Now, I know last year we didn't get to see it much, but for whatever it's worth, we've seen him develop. We know that he's a Canales guy. He is one of Bryce Young's favorite targets. All of those things play a part in it. If you look at Xavier Legette and Bryce Young's relationship on the field specifically, last year we saw it take a significant hit. And that is based on, again, and this is not a Xavier Legette slander session or anything like that, but just based on what Xavier Legette has shown. And I know that I've been one of the bigger Xavier Legette truthers. I do believe that Xavier Legette, when he gets his opportunity this season, is going to produce, and is going to produce at a much higher level than we've seen him produce at since he's been a Carolina Panther. But the lack of trust is still there, and I don't believe that that's something that can be repaired over the summer. I don't think that it's something that can be repaired over the end of the summer. If you look back at what happened last year and look at how steep his percentile, how steep his drop was from a rep share standpoint, from a rep share percentage standpoint towards the end of the year last year, the proof is in the pudding in that regard. So already I'm putting David Moore ahead of Xavier Legette, even though it pains me to do so.
And we played a part in doing it, not to cut you off. Like, the media slander him too. Like, so we also played him sliding down the depth chart. Y'all might not believe it as true, but they see this stuff. The coaches, the players, like, we played a part into that.
Absolutely. And just like we played a part in it, they played a part in it too. Because they pay attention and they listen, bro. And like when you're getting offside penalties on offense, right? When you're sliding your ass out of bounds on week 1, year 2, right? There's just a couple of things that, like, as a professional wideout, they're just unacceptable. Which is why, like, having an honest conversation when me and Terrence have these battles about Xavier Legette, I understand his point, and I understand you guys' point when it comes to Xavier Legette. I know that it's frustrating. I just believe that he'll be able to answer the bell when it comes down to it this year, because transparently, this is a situation in which this is Xavier Legette's last chance and last life as a Carolina Panther. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all right now. So all of that being said, yes, I have David Moore slated slightly above Xavier Legette, and unfortunately, Chris Brazzell hasn't done shit in the NFL yet. And I know that they were doing a lot of gassing, a lot of propaganda being thrown his way during OTAs and minicamp, but unfortunately the summer gets a bit longer. So we're going to see what he's really made of, because I know there's a lot of y'all that's gassed up on him too. And I just don't know. For me personally, I don't have Chris Brazzell ahead of Xavier Legette. I have Xavier Legette at 4 and I have Brazzell at 5. And then things get a little bit interesting towards the bottom.
Those can be interchangeable. Those can be interchangeable, just depending on, how you want to slice it. I just think that Chris Brazzell, his traits, his makeup, like, so to speak, I just think those are better and more like, he's like that new toy that you get. And so, like, I feel like that's something that the coaching staff is looking at. He's a deep threat guy. I think he's faster than Xavier Legette. From what I see, his hands are probably already a little bit better than
Xavier Legette. Go slow. Answer me this. How many drops did Xavier Legette have last year? Because I need the narrative to die. I can't remember. One. I can tell you. You don't have to remember. I can think for you. One. He had one drop last year, so let that narrative die.
I'm just telling you. That's why I think that, I would put Chris Brazzell at 4. And he's 6'5", 6'5" in the slot. Twitchy.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, hey, I do too, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, but again, hey, when we started the pod tonight, we agreed that we were just gonna have honest conversations. This is our training camp preview. Now, obviously, things can change. Like, this is not set in stone. Like, we're not reviewing the official depth chart for week 1 against Chicago right now. We're just telling y'all what to expect and what to keep your eyes on. And right now, unfortunately, no matter how you slice it, because I've seen a lot of y'all like tweaking out for a brief second in the chat. No matter how you slice it right now, David Moore is above Chris Brazzell because he hasn't done anything, and he's above Xavier Legette right now because Xavier Legette has done nothing with his opportunities over the past 2 years, and he's been in a very unique position the last 2 years. 2 years ago, he was a starting wide receiver 1, which is what he was drafted to be. And yes, it comes with a lot of pressure. And we've seen guys not be able to do it and then kind of gradually get better as the years go on. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case with Xavier Legette last year when he got bumped down to wide receiver 2 after we brought in Tedoroa McMillan. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm telling y'all, and again, this is coming from an Xavier Legette guy. I like him. I think he has the potential to be that, but this coaching staff ain't playing with him no more, and his quarterback ain't playing with him no more neither.
Welcome to the dark side.
No, it's not the dark side. It's not the dark side. It's just honesty. It's just honesty. Again, the difference between me and you is, and this is why I'm not on the dark side, the difference between me and you is you hate him.
Stop saying that.
You hate him. That's
Stop saying that, bro.
Number 2, you don't believe that he can turn into be shit. Me personally, I think that he can turn into being a serviceable wide receiver. I do.
I think that he can be a good wide receiver 4. Yeah.
No, I think he can be a wide receiver 3. A good wide receiver 3.
I just don't see it, especially a guy that dropped all the way from wide receiver 1 to now, what are we saying, 4? Like
3.
No. Based on what you just said, he will be wide receiver 4.
Oh, yes, you're right. My apologies.
Bare minimum. Yeah, so God forgive me that I don't think that he can be a serviceable wide receiver 3. When you already have him as a 4.
Hold on, let me clarify. Let me clarify. I have him as a wide receiver 4 for things that are out of his control. Well, actually, they're not.
Things are not out of his control, bro.
They're not out of his control. I have him as a wide receiver 4 simply based on the fact, or simply based on how Bryce Young treats him on the field, and how Dave Canales treats him in the press conference. So that's why I have him as a wide receiver.
You making excuses. You making excuses for him now. Now it's because how Bryce Young and Dave Canales treats him. Like that's so soft. So it has nothing to do with his own production.
No, it does to a certain degree.
To a lot of degree.
Yeah.
To a lot of degree.
He does, bro. Yeah, he does. He does. Hey, I'm glad that other people can see it. He does, bro. He does hate him. I think that he despises him transparently.
It's so crazy, bro. It's so crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And see, here we go. And QJ, now I don't know if you've been in here since the start of the episode, but I did say that there were quite a few niggas that y'all were gonna be a little upset when we mentioned their names, and this was one of the niggas that I had in mind.
You're right, QJ. You're right.
I just don't know. Hey, excuse me. Jimmy Horn, his main concern right now should be making a roster. Let's be abundantly clear on that, right? Because he's going to have to beat out Mechie. He's going to have to beat out Bryson Tremaine, who they love. Because I'm sure, just like when we mentioned David Moore, Bryson Tremaine is another guy that when I mention him above Jimmy Horn, y'all are going to tweak out about it too. But those two guys, Mechie and Tremaine, he just simply has to beat those guys out, and it has to be abundantly clear because he doesn't really provide much special team power or pop. Bryson Tremaine does. Bryson Tremaine is a bigger receiver, right? He fits the bill a little bit better for what we deem this front office and this coaching staff to like, right? When you look at all the receivers that are that we've drafted that have gotten valuable reps over the past few years, they've been 6'1", 6'2", and up. Look at Coker, look at Leggett, look at T-Mac, look at Brazel. All of those guys are taller than 6'1", 6'2". So they fit the bill a little bit better, or Bryson Tremaine fits the bill a little bit better, sitting at 6'3", 6'4".
All I would say,
hey, and Mechie is a vet, and that's Bryce's boy, Terrence, like you've been saying.
I would almost fully agree with you. I think one thing that may have potentially saved Jimmy Horn's job with the Carolina Panthers is the fact that we drafted Chris Brazel over Zachariah Branch. Because I think that we'd have drafted him, he'd have been gone. But I think that in hindsight, a lot of NFL teams want to have that gadget guy. You know, a guy that they can kind of, a speedy guy they can put out in space and say, hey, put the ball in your hands, go work. And I think that Jimmy Horn can still be that guy. It's just an uphill battle for him based on the receivers that are in the room. But I think that that's something that he can hold on to and he can use to his advantage. But it's going to be tough. So I don't know.
Yeah, and with that being said, I would almost even go a step further and say, unfortunately, and they'll probably ridicule me for this even worse, but I damn near don't even know if Jimmy Horn is going to be able to beat out Dan Chisna.
Okay.
All right. That's where we draw the line, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. That's where we draw the line. That's too far.
That's too far. That's too far, bro.
Okay. All right.
And see, QJ brought up a good. Was that QJ or was that Bloody? Yeah, that was QJ. That was QJ. Talking about if it wasn't for XL. See, people need to start thinking. You know what? Maybe I do need to start thinking XL, but thinking them for this reason right here.
If it wasn't for XL's lack of production, we probably wouldn't have T-Mac. So I thank God for the country nigga.
And maybe that's what I need to start doing.
So he's valuable and productive even when he's not being valuable, or even when he's not being productive on the field.
Yes.
Got it. Oh, now they're telling me that's too far. Go slow. That's too far. Okay. Well, I'm just telling y'all something. It's hey, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. And let me go full because I don't want Terrence to receive any slander for what I'm about to say. The fact that y'all always, because I had and the only reason why I'm bringing this up again is because I had a conversation in the spaces this week with a couple of guys, Slick Wick, Fetty or Monty rather, OPM, Try Sports. It's just very, very funny to me that the first thing that we do when we talk about that playoff loss is we run to Uncle EJ. But we never want to bring up JC Horn.
You bring it up enough for the both of us.
No,
or for all of us, rather.
I only bring up JC Horn consistently, but Jimmy Horn is going to start getting that smoke too because I see everybody just for some reason just forgets that point and they forget that part of it all.
Yeah, because it all had to happen because of EJ.
Okay.
Order of operations.
Whatever you say. Bloody said, did the stream die? Did the stream die for everybody else? Or is it just him? Let me see. I don't think the stream died.
I just seen Blasito comment, so.
Blasito, don't come in here with that bullshit, bro, because I know how you do, bro. You get niggas riled up and you just get to start and talk crazy sometimes, bro.
They said we good now, so something must have.
I don't know what happened. Oh, okay. Chris, what's happening? Chris said it died and then it came back.
So probably something on your end.
Maybe. It is storming. I mean, it's storming and I'm the host of it, so if the whole stream died, then there probably was something on my end. I apologize. I don't know what happened. What was the last thing that y'all heard me say? Because if I need to say it again about JC and Jimmy, I will. Or that's just too much.
Well, the first thing you said about Jimmy not beating out Dan Chisna, you should have went full for that, so I didn't get slandered for that nonsense.
No, my fault. I just thought that when you said David Moore and we agreed, I thought that we could potentially agree on that too. Since Dan provides a bit more special teams pop than he does.
No, we can't agree on that at all.
Okay, so who do you have making the roster? Give me the 7 now, no particular order. Because I'm assuming just based on how deep the room is, I'm assuming that we're keeping 7. I don't see how this room is the way that it is right now, and you don't keep 7.
I have T-Mac, Jalen Coker, Chris Brazel, David Moore. That's 4. Xavier Leggett. That's 5. Bryson Tremaine. And probably Jimmy Horn over John Mechie. I've changed my mind over the past few days. I don't know about John Mechie and Jimmy Horn is up in the air. I just don't know about John Mechie.
I think that
it would make sense because that's a Bryce guy, but I don't think it would make sense from a production standpoint. Like, what is he going to bring to the table?
I don't know. That's a valid question. Because he's not the fastest.
Nope.
He don't really. He's not really a huge gadget guy.
He don't got the best hands.
He doesn't have the best hands, but it just boils the question because now we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. Because you've damn near made me a believer that because him and Bryce are so close, you believe they brought him in for Bryce purposes.
Yeah,
now, I don't know if they'll let him leave for Bryce purposes. I don't necessarily believe that if they sign him to the practice squad, I don't necessarily believe that he'll clear. First and foremost, I don't think that he'll clear. That's number 1. And number 2, I don't believe that he'll last an entire season on the practice squad.
Wow. I don't think anyone else is going to want him. He couldn't get burned with the Jets. I think Adonai Mitchell is their receiver 1 right now.
Not over Garrett.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Garrett Wilson. Well, Adonai Mitchell is their receiver 2. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He can't beat him out.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not necessarily.
Or he can't compete with him.
I guess not. And if that's the case, then I don't know why matter of fact, never mind.
Well, I told you why. I told you why he's here.
Yeah, okay. So if you feel that way and you think him going into getting a new contract, you think that he's not going to get nothing? You think that that's not going to hold no weight? He might go into training camp and go crazy. But then again, I guess that's true for everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Lasito, I see your comment, bro. The reason why I'm saving it is because that's where we're going next. I promise that's where we're going next. And you're right. I did just assume that you was hating. My fault. You right. My fault. Oh, nigga said they missed it. They missed a JC Horn. They missed a JC Horn and Jimmy Horn joint. They missed that.
I know you dying to repeat it for him.
Look at this nigga.
See?
Yeah.
You don't get it, do you?
I was about to say,
you just don't get it. You don't get it.
I was just about to say he just damn it don't get it.
You don't get it, bro.
You just don't damn it get it. Hey, you just don't get it, do you? Okay. Okay. Because that nigga, and I'll just go ahead and say this too. He damn near looked like wide receiver 1 week 1 against Jacksonville. Because T-Mac was doing all that damn dropping passes and all that shit. Yeah. He about looked like wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville before, nigga did what he was supposed to do to him when he tried to stiff arm him.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll go slow. Time will tell. Hey, it don't matter. Hey, I feel this. I feel this. He doesn't do nothing special, but he wins. He wins. He catches the ball, and Bryce Young trusts him.
And he's a Dave Canales guy.
And everybody wanted to pack him up last year out of training camp. Y'all really wanted to pack him up 2 years ago. We all wanted to pack him up last year. But then Jalen Coker did what he did, and we couldn't. And now we're to a point in which if you just assess this room and just based on the tonality throughout it, I mean, because I can just go ahead and tell you this coaching staff likes Dave more better than Xavier Legette. So already that is already cleared up. They're not going to put Chris Brazel in any crazy positions to get significant reps earlier in the year. They're going to put him on the field when we need pop plays. So I'm assuming that that's already him being higher than Chris Brazel as well because he's a veteran and they trust him. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with Terrence on this one. You know, I can't really stand agreeing with the nigga more times than not. But this one in particular, he might have a point. And I think that I'm riding with him. I do.
I don't know why people don't like agreeing with me. I'm more logical.
No, it's just because you just straddle the fence a lot.
Now it's that. Shit happens.
No, QJ, I don't agree with this. I don't. QJ, I don't agree with this. I don't damn it agree with it. I don't agree with it. I damn it don't, because Stephon just got too much going on. He got too much going on right now. And Debo is just it's curtains, bro. I'd rather roll out with rather roll out David Moore. All right, I'm going back to Blasito. I'm going back to Blasito's first comment where I thought he just came in hating, and I did read it, and it was a valid point. Because this will segue us into our next position group, and then we'll move forward a little bit.
All of them are ass.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. We talk about XL a lot, but if our tight end room wasn't Buns, who knows how good the offense can be. I would agree with that. Unfortunately, this is another conversation that I had with Ryan later last week. Yeah, this tight end room it's just not the best. It's not the best, and that's me putting it very mildly, because transparently they're not good. They're like my co-host just said, they're ass. I'll just be honest. But I will go on record and say this. I do think that we see JT Sanders inch his way back closer to what we saw him doing and being his rookie year. I will say that. I think the injury his rookie year kind of threw shit off. And then last year, he just never really returned to form. But I think this year, JT Sanders is going to be locked, loaded, and ready to go. Now, he still won't be able to block because, quite frankly, he's never been able to do that. But if we're talking about production from a tight end standpoint and being productive and beneficial in the pass game, I think JT Sanders is going to make significant strides towards what we saw him or what we saw him offer his rookie year. I do.
I mean, I don't really care to look forward to this matchup, I'll be honest, or battle in training camp. I think it'll end the same way it was last year. Probably with Tommy Tremble, JT, and Mitchell Evans, however it was. But all in all, we have to get better in that room. We just have to. There's going to be a point in time where we're going to need to assess that tight end room. Now, obviously, there was a lot of other places you had to go this year that you had to make moves on the defensive side of the ball. And then you had to go get Monroe Freeland because Icky got hurt. So a couple different things we had to do. But at a certain point in time, we have to address this tight end room because they're very nasty and they limit the offense a lot. And when you have a young quarterback like Bryce Young, it's very, very vital. And I've said this over the past 2 years, is for him to have serviceable and trustworthy guys to be able to play tight end. And we just haven't had it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I totally agree. I saw somebody make a comment about Mitchell Evans. Hey, go slow, nigga. Go slow. Because if we want to have an honest conversation, are we being honest, Terrence?
What?
I mean, transparently, he feels this way about Mitchell Evans. I feel this way about Tommy Tremble. Transparently, you want to rush to ship off Mitchell Evans, but you don't let Tommy Tremble stay around this bitch for 5 or 6 years and not do shit.
They just paid him, I think.
What was it? 1 year?
It was 2 years, I'm pretty sure.
He don't got it. And this is a nigga they keep trying to force, like, and you know, and I think he's a great guy.
2 year, $10.5 million. He signed that in March of 2025. So
in March of 2025. Okay, all right. Because I was about to say, oh my God, they paid this nigga $10.5 million after what we saw him do last year. Christ Almighty. I mean, there's just no hope for us. There's just no hope for us if we did that. But then again, I guess the same could be true after EJ got an extension after the worst defensive performance in NFL history.
And they did it in silence. I feel like.
Yeah, that's very true. No, it's not. You feel like, nigga. They did it in silence. They did it in silence, and then they tried to just, here you go, right under the rug. Yeah, no, nigga, we pay attention. We pay attention. That was crazy. But yeah, this tight end room is definitely below average. There leaves a lot to be desired. QJ say I wouldn't be mad if we brought in Darren Waller. Yeah, he has some shit going on too. I just don't know. I just don't know. Hey, listen, bro. When you have a young team and they're very influential, or actually not influential. What's the word that I'm looking for when somebody is susceptible to influence at this point in their career? I don't know what word I'm looking for, but y'all niggas get it. Y'all get it. When you have a young team, like the Carolina Panthers, you want to try and keep all bullshit distractions away. Stephon Diggs falls under that list. Darren Waller falls under that list. Who else?
Darren Waller was okay. Like this past year.
Yeah, this past year he was okay, but I just don't need a nigga focusing on rap. I just don't need none of that in my locker room right now.
So
bro.
no Brandon Ayuk based on your
Oh hell, man. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll be packed up. He'll be packed up because nobody's gonna want to touch him. And really, he hasn't been that productive, bro. Like he hasn't been that productive for him to be having like CTE outbursts like he's having and doing all of this shit that he's doing right now. So Brandon Ayuk just needs to be very, very careful. And the way he does that is by being quiet. Because right now he's just talking way too much and he's doing way too much. He just simply is. So no, absolutely no Brandon Ayuk. Now Tucker Kraft would be a guy that I would potentially look into. Because they haven't paid him, but no, they haven't paid him.
He just came off of that injury.
Yeah, but I mean, are you comfortable with him coming in and you having Tommy, JT, and Mitch to still back him up if necessary?
I'm saying that for the fact that I think that he will get paid.
Okay, that's fair.
By the Packers.
I think he will too. But I would definitely be making a phone call about it. And it seems like they don't necessarily have a problem with the way this room is constructed, because they had multiple guys that they could have gone after in free agency that honestly wouldn't have cost that much bread. They didn't address it in the draft.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's not a need for them. It doesn't seem like, or they don't see it as a need.
Yeah. 1,000%. They don't. I don't agree with them. I think they're dead wrong. And again, this is me challenging their assessment process. I think they're dead wrong, but obviously to them, they don't feel that way. They have a lot of faith in the three guys that they have right now, and we can go a step further. Does James Mitchell or Felipe Franks make this roster? James Mitchell and or Felipe Franks, do either one of those guys make the 53?
I don't see how that happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not if you keep 7 wide receivers.
Yeah, and with all the offensive linemen we got too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might just have to go to practice squad. They might just have to go to practice squad. This is a question for Terrence.
I mean,
hey, excuse me. This is another nigga that Terrence hates.
What?
Just hates. I mean, another nigga that he hates. Honestly,
bro, it's crazy how you just made that narrative up. But okay, I wouldn't be mad at it for the right price. Because Trevor Wallace is he's just so mid. But
yeah, I'm gonna withhold my comments about Trevor Wallace for the time being. But he's another nigga we got to keep damn it eyes on him all throughout the summer, because right now, yeah, no, not quite. Defensively, I think all we had is cornerback. Well, no, we did edges too. So what did we do? We did 2 on defense and 2 on offense. That might be good. That should be good. Is AJ Dillon making the roster?
Yes.
And he's going to be running back what exactly?
Over Trevor Etienne, I think.
Interesting. Okay. So he'll be running back 4? Etienne will?
That's what it seems like.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and say
he's been getting gassed up a lot too.
Who, Etienne?
AJ Dillon.
Yeah, that's just because he does a lot of social media shit. That to me doesn't really move me. But I have been seeing, the love that he's getting, and that's great for him. New city, new team, new opportunity, all of that. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm gonna say this for the record: if I see Trevor Etienne returning punts at any point this season, including preseason, I'm gonna come on here and have an earful for whoever is willing to listen. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. Because we said it from last preseason, the nigga didn't feel comfortable back there. And unfortunately, it almost cost us in the biggest game of everybody's career on that roster. So, yeah. And I won't even say it about cost us. It actually did cost us. Who you talking about, Blasian? Shaky said AJ Dillon ain't making the roster.
I mean, if he doesn't, it doesn't move me either way if he does or doesn't make the roster. I just think he has the potential to make the roster. I think that Trevor Etienne is, yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have an answer for this. This would be a great way for Jimmy Horn to make the roster and be confident and comfortable in him making it. Another name that I'll throw out there because he's done it before in college, Xavier Legette.
No, we see him. We seen that experiment.
Well, it's an option.
It looks like he's running with a piano on his back.
Well, realistically, all we need is somebody back there that we know can do it consistently. I don't even care if they just fair catch the shit every single time. It's punted. Just fair catch it. I don't care. But I know that I don't want Trevor Etienne back there. I don't know. I damn near will put nobody back there before I put Trevor Etienne back there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you. If Trevor Etienne isn't returning punts, then who is he? Oh no, then who is? I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my because I was about to tell you who he was, but I just jumped the gun. I apologize. Let me take that comment down. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah. Cool. Let me see if I can pull this tweet up. Let's see. What do you make of Xavier Legette liking that post? Did you see that?
That's not my algorithm.
Why would you're right. You hate him, so you're right.
No, that's not the case at all. It's just, why would that be in my algorithm?
Why wouldn't it be?
Just not the type of content I like to see.
Wow. I don't know if I can find it, actually. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I might not be able to find it. Actually, I think I can. No. That's not it.
What did it say?
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much.
Yeah, bro. Like, damn.
Hey, man. I just said I'm doing too much, nigga. Bad back. Long story short, there was somebody that put a tweet out about Xavier Legette potentially being traded, and Xavier Legette liked it. Now, there was speculation that he could have been liking it for motivational purposes, or he could have been liking it, because he wants to be traded and because he likes the idea. So,
were you the one that? I'm assuming you're probably the one that was pushing the narrative that he's doing it for motivational purposes.
No, actually, I didn't make a comment about it. I didn't make a comment about it, and I haven't made a comment about it.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Do you have any response to that?
I mean, if you want to be
for motivational purposes,
I can't say that or not. I don't know, but all I can say is if he does want to be traded, that makes our lives easier.
I figured that would be the response from you. I figured that would be your response. I did. I'll be honest. I figured that would be your response.
Especially if we can get some value from him.
If we can get a 4th round pick for Xavier Legette right now, I would trade him. God honest truth. Like, if we could get a 4th round for him right now, I would trade him. I would. And again, that's coming from an Xavier Legette guy. But I mean, hey, business is business. And if you're liking shit like that on social media, and if I'm in the front office, then, and I'm not 100% sure that this didn't happen, but I'm probably calling you to my office just to ask, what did you mean by liking this post? Is something that you want to explore? Because feel free to do so if you can find a suitor. That's probably what I would do if I was in the front office. That's just me personally.
And would you think they hated him if they said that?
They've already showed me that they hate him based on the rep share last year. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sad, bro. The way you would defend this man is sad.
Let's do this. Let's go game by game so we can get our official preseason or our official pre-camp prediction. Because I feel like we've had enough time now at this point to sit with it long enough and to kind of know how we feel about certain matchups. You want me to go first or you want to go first?
You go ahead and go first.
Okay. Bears loss. Can you keep track of it? Keep track of it.
Give me 1 second. All right. Bears L.
Yes. Bears loss. Falcons W. Cleveland W. Detroit W. Philly loss. Tampa Bay at home W. Green Bay Thursday Night Football loss. Broncos loss. Saints W. Ravens W. Bucks W. Vikings W. Saints loss. Oof. Bengals loss. Steelers W. Seahawks loss. Falcons W.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have us at 10 wins.
Just how I like it. Just how I like it. Perfect. 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 Let me get my shit in order here. Okay, the floor is yours, brother.
All right, Bears loss. Falcons W. Browns W. Lions loss. Eagles loss. Bucks W. Packers loss. Can you scroll down?
My apologies.
Broncos loss. Saints W. Ravens loss. Bucks loss. Vikings W. Saints W. Bengals W. Steelers W. Seattle loss. Scroll down. Was Atlanta the last game?
Yes.
Loss. I don't know how much that was.
8 and 9. And unfortunately, that doesn't get the fucking job done this year. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say that for all the fans, for all of the niggas that want. Bro, I saw a nigga earlier in the chat, and I just
it's very realistic.
Everybody talking about Bryce Young getting $50 million or more, things like that. 8 wins again in back-to-back years. Unfortunately, that just doesn't get the damn it job done for me. It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it is very realistic. It is very realistic. You had a couple in there. Obviously, that I had as wins, or you had as losses that I had as wins. So I don't know if I agree with you on that. But
I have us winning 8 to 9 ball games this year.
Okay. Elaine, is that your name? I don't know how you got that off of what I just said.
I mean, also we made the playoffs with 8 and 9 last year.
Yeah, I don't believe that'll happen again this year, because I think that the Saints have. I think you got a dog fight with the Saints on your hands. I think we're going to see a regression from Tampa Bay.
We have a very hard schedule this year, so I don't think anything like 8 to 10 range as far as wins, like that's not unrealistic. And if you're not familiar with the pod, I tend to be more on par with my record predictions. So, I mean, take that for whatever it's worth.
I don't know why that was necessary, but okay.
Oh, pronounced Miss Foster.
Who said that?
Elaine.
Oh. Yeah, Kenny, don't come on here spewing bullshit, bro. Don't come on here doing this, bro. But then again, Kenny, like, for whatever it's worth, you might be right. You might be right. $5 million per win. That's a lot of chocho. That's a lot of chocho. 8 wins won't win the South. I agree.
Well, that's a very real reality.
8 and 9 is the floor. 10. I mean, anything less than 8 wins is unacceptable. I'll say that. Anything under 8 wins is unacceptable. And any let me go ahead and say this too. Anything under 8 wins is unacceptable, and anything under 7 wins without major injuries is damn near a fireable offense, and it's almost a blow it all up for me. I'll speak for me. I'll speak for me. I'll speak for me. I'm telling y'all how I feel.
You gotta calm down, bro.
No, it's not a calm down, nigga. Anything under 8 wins this season for the Carolina Panthers is unacceptable. And anything under 7 wins is damn near fireable. It's damn near fireable. It's damn near assess the quarterback draft pool. It's damn near that.
Hey, Bud 9,500. That's one of the wins that for me could go like I could easily flip that to a win. I also was doing it based on not knowing who was home and away.
I mean, you're right. You have to assess the film, but just based on the way this roster is constructed, bro. Right? Because I know that y'all. I know that that's a bit exaggerative. It's a bit exaggerative. It is, but based on the way this roster is currently constructed. Again, if we suffer no major injuries, and when I say major injuries, I'm thinking a major injury to Bryce, God forbid, an injury to either Jalen Phillips or Derek Brown, like shit like that'll really, really impact the performance of the team. That is a long-standing, like let's say 7 or more weeks missed. If you don't win at least 7 ball games with this roster, there has to be a lot of conversations that have to be had, especially if that offense looks similarly to what it looked like last year. Because I know for a fact that we're going to see a significant jump from this defensive unit. I know that for a fact. 1,000%. I know that for a fact. So with that being said, if the offense looks similarly to what it did last year, and you're an offensive-minded head coach, and you're a quarterback whisperer, which is what we were told 3 years ago at this point, and we're not getting that, and we're getting, again, bottom 8 production like we did again last year, then yeah, unfortunately, I am going to have conversations about blowing it up. I just simply am. That's just me. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. But I'm telling you how I'm going to look at it. Because we can all agree as a family, right or wrong, we can all agree as a family that the Super Bowl window is open, correct? Or we're just no longer on the same page as that or with that as a family anymore.
No, I agree with that. Jay Stevens, what do you mean y'all want to see us win 8 games? We don't want to see us win 8 games. I'm telling you what is realistic.
Who said that?
Jay Stevens. Like I don't understand. Us giving you a record prediction and saying what can be reality is not saying I want to see my team go undefeated. I know that. I also know that's not reality.
I don't know why in the hell. I don't know how he got that from that. We just did it game by game prediction. That's it. We do it every single year. Every single year. If he has us at 8 wins, then that's just what he has it. That's just what he has us at. And don't say y'all, because I got us at 10. But I've also had us at 10 the last 3 or 4 damn it years in a row.
Then talk like
and one of them years we won 2. So, yeah, forgive me, nigga, if I don't got us winning 12, 13, 14 ball games.
This nigga said...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
He said, then talk like we're going to win 14. That's just uneducated.
So nigga, you just want us to come on here and pop shit. That's what you want. And unfortunately, I've been bitten by that quite too many times. And something else that plays into this part significantly and this role, and y'all are gonna hate this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it and move on to Juice. Something else that plays into that is the fact that I don't know if I necessarily trust my coaching staff to approach the beginning of the season with urgency. So those 3 wins out of the first 4 games that I talked about is a big part of you potentially winning that 10 games that I currently have us at. Because if you come out and you dick off and you only win one of those first 4, let's say against a Cleveland, which is going to be a tall task. I know a lot of y'all want to just go ahead and pack Cleveland up and just automatically jump out as Cleveland is an automatic win, but it's going to be a tall task. So let's just say we do just go 1-3. Yeah, unfortunately, when you have a coaching staff that approaches the season with a lack of central urgency based on what we've seen the last 2 years, these are the type conversations that we have to have. And you can blame the coaching staff and the way that we approach training camp and preseason for us feeling the way that we do. And again, that's me saying that with us winning 3 out of the first 4 ball games to open up the year. So, I understand. And yes, we did have 2 major additions on the defensive side of the ball, and we pretty much returned every starter that we had last year. Listen, I get all of that, and that's why I said this defensive unit is going to be way, way better than it was last year, with it sitting at 18, 16, 15, whatever it was last year. It'll be way better than that. But don't forget that this offense was ranked, I think, 22nd, 23rd, 25th, somewhere in that range overall last year. So forgive me if I'm not just jumping out the window and saying that 12 or 13 wins is what we're going to do and what's going to happen. Forgive me for that. But this schedule is tough, and we're going to have to come out and we're going to have to play. And when we get punched in the mouth, we're going to have to respond, because with this schedule, it's going to happen, bro. So, yes, I get the optimism, and I get us wanting to, pop shit and do all of this stuff. But like I said, I've done that in the past, and it's bitten me in the ass. And unfortunately, I've learned from my mistakes. And then when I have my coach canceling practice for no reason, other than we worked hard the first 2 or 3 days of the week, and I have my coach canceling practice because of that, unfortunately, forgive me, nigga, if I don't necessarily know if the sense of urgency is going to be there. So, that's that on that. Jay Stevens is trying to get me worked up.
Yeah.
But that's just the reality. And bro said this is what it sounds like when you don't believe in your quarterback for real. I mean, I didn't say it, but but I guess I should go slow on that, right? And let me ask y'all something, right? Outside of, and matter of fact, I don't even want to do this again. Because I can just see that conversation going on for 30 minutes. But realistically, like when you make comments like this, right? Outside of like the game-winning drives, right? Do you fully believe in them? I guess we can just leave it open-ended that way. Because I don't necessarily know why the fuck I would. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. He went toe-to-toe with Matthew Stafford twice last year. He went 1-1. Right? Outside of that, I mean, what games am I just automatically running and sprinting to say, oh, yeah, I should have overwhelming, abundant trust in Bryce Young heading into this year for him to lead my team to 10 or 11 or if let Jay Stevens tell it 14 victories. I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't. Forgive me for that. Forgive me. Okay. I'm not mad at that. But make sure that Hey, Jay Stevens, love you too, bro. And we just chatting. It's debate. It's debate. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Nobody should ever come on this channel and be upset because we got niggas winning 8 to 10 ball games ever. It's because y'all know how we get behind it. Y'all know how we get behind it. And nobody wants to come out and predict that shit. But again, based on how Dave Canales approaches the summer and based on the lack of trust behind or under center, yeah, nigga, unfortunately, forgive me if I have us losing a couple of games that I feel as though we should win. Like, in my opinion, you should go into Green Bay on Thursday night and win that game. But I just don't know. I don't know if this young team will be able to respond on a short week in a hostile environment where only God knows what temperature they'll be playing at. I don't know. So forgive me again for, being relatively skeptical about that. All right, cool. Let's move on. Juice, it's on you.
Perfect. Let's see. So
I have
of course. I have a plus 402. Now, Dylan was already talking shit about it being 6 legs, but y'all can put it in or not. I don't care. Plus 402. Caitlin Clark, 2 made threes. Caitlin Clark also to have 25 points plus assists. Ankalev, whatever his name is, UFC. He's fighting. I think he's the main card this weekend. I have his money line. Las Vegas Aces money line against the Mystics. New York Liberty money line, and Scotty Scheffler to finish top 10. Plus 402. You want me to read Dylan's?
Yes, please.
He has the same. See, I'm not even. I just can't even read out all of these names. Ankalev, whatever his name is, his money line. Ishmael Bonfim money line. Walter Walker money line, and I don't even know how to pronounce this other dude's name. Money line plus 512. Dylan, I know you're gonna hear this and tweak out, but oh well. Get up here and read it. Get up here and read it yourself.
I have a 3-leg parlay here.
Oh God.
Let me go ahead and send it to the chat. It is a plus 411. I got the New York Liberty on Wednesday against the Sky minus 10.5. Aces money line against the Mystics Wednesday. Excuse me. The Los Angeles Sparks Wednesday against the Mercury. Minus 411. Lock it in if you're trying to get Chocho. And if you're not, then I have no idea. Oh shit. I missed it. Hey, my fault. Round of applause. My fault. Hey, Bo, my fault. My fault, game. My fault, game. Appreciate the super chat. I apologize. That's on me. That's on me. It's on my co-host too, but it's on me.
I missed it too.
Apologies.
Under the weather.
Apologies. Oh, he's gonna chalk it up to under the weather. I'm gonna chalk it up to Jay Stevens attempting to trigger me. So apologies. Appreciate the love though. No cap. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the super chat. Okay. Let me see. Am I doing too much? Let's see what Dylan has in store for us today. Am I doing too much if I say Bryce Young is a season, or excuse me, am I doing too much if I say Bryce Young is the reason we don't have a winning season? We need to draft a new quarterback. Unfortunately, Dylan, no, nigga, you're not doing too much because, like I just hinted at, and I'll open the floor up to Terrence here in just a second. But unfortunately, like I just hinted at, Yeah, right now there's not really the biggest amount of trust as it pertains to me, because I don't really necessarily have a reason to trust him. I mean, when we talk about the comeback wins, the game-winning drives, all of those type things, a good amount of those are based on the performance that Bryce Young put up earlier in the game. Like if you go back and you look at the Miami game, right? So no, I don't think that you're doing too much. Now, I'm not saying that if the reason why we're not as successful as we want to be is because of Bryce Young, you jump out the window and draft a quarterback in the first round. But unfortunately, yeah, you might have to take a look at quarterback and maybe the third, fourth, fifth round, something of the sort, to kind of put some pressure on him if he doesn't perform up to the standards and up to what we're expecting him to perform at heading into year 4. Because all of the baby little boy excuses and coddling and handling with kid gloves from this organization, from this fan base, all of those things, in my opinion, should be out the window now. It's year 4. It's time to put up or shut up. And yes, we got to the playoffs last year, but again, you needed help because you lost games. You lost games that you shouldn't have, and a good amount of those games that you shouldn't have lost came based on the inefficiency and the lack of effectiveness of the offense, which is your unit. And now, of course, I'm not putting all of the blame on him, but again, there were a lot of missed opportunities last year, and there was a lot of meat left on the bones as it pertains to an execution from an execution standpoint offensively. And so, with all of that being taken into account, I don't believe you're doing too much if Bryce Young is the reason that we don't see the success that we want to see. And for me, I mean, it would have to be an extreme situation like you winning like 4 or 5 ball games for you to then take it a step further and assess the quarterback position a little bit more. But if we're in that realm, I'm probably going to be very, very unpleasant to be around for the remainder of the entire year, starting from probably about December all the way until next September. So I'll just go ahead and go on record and say that.
Without going into that much of a dialogue, because I don't think it needs that much, but I think that if it comes to a situation, because regardless, at the end of the season, you're going to come down to, am I going to pay Bryce Young, or am I going to be willing to just let him walk? And I think that conversation will be very real based on what the Carolina Panthers do this upcoming year. So I don't think you're doing too much, because I think that you could potentially be faced with that reality more sooner than not, depending on what the Panthers look like throughout the duration of the season. And if our lack of winning ball games, if you can point majority of that blame to Bryce Young. Now, obviously, there would be a lot of other factors that will play into that. But if you clearly see that quarterback play is bad throughout those losses, if we do end up losing a lot of games this season, then I think that the front office will have to, go in that direction of potentially finding a new quarterback. So.
Agreed. And we have a super chat here. Panthers ball, I didn't miss this one. I had to get through the segment. Round of applause again. Appreciate the super chat. Have to say one nice thing about Bryce Young. I love the fact that we got that clip from him this offseason in minicamp when we saw the rain coming down and he checked the wide receivers. I love that. I love the way that he closes out ball games. Specifically close ball games. I've been on record the past 2 weeks consecutively in saying that there's no other quarterback that I'd want in the NFL if I was trailing with under 2 minutes left in the game. There's no other quarterback that I'd want under center outside of Bryce Young, outside of Patrick Mahomes as it pertains to Bryce Young. So he has that killer mentality, and when shit hits the fan, he's ready to go. But my problem is when shit isn't necessarily hitting the fan and the execution to start the football games. But if I'm just saying nice things about him, those are the nice things that I'll say. And of course, he was the best deep ball passer in the NFL last year. So that alone is great as well. So shout out to Bryce Young. And as you see, I have my Carolina Reaper 2.0 on today. If you want one of those, DM the page right now. Now it's your turn to say one thing nice about Bryce Young.
I mean, I always talk nice about Bryce Young, but
yeah, you're a Bryce Young dick eater, and we have a lot of those. Okay. We have a lot of those in this fan base. We have a lot of those.
Here we go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. The floor is yours.
I mean, I think that it's beneficial if Bryce Young works out as the Carolina Panthers quarterback. I want him to work out as the Carolina Panthers quarterback because I think he has a lot of good traits. He also has a lot of winning traits that it takes a long time for younger quarterbacks to find that he already has. But, obviously there's a lot of things that he has to clean up. But all in all, I would want Bryce Young to be our franchise quarterback if he can show us that he is that caliber player this year.
Shout out to Bryce Young and shout out to Panthers both for the super chat. Yeah, shout out, bro. Big Walk says it's time to either shit or get off the pot. If he can't do it this year, then we got to move on. And I mean, I don't know because it's just less than ideal. And I know that you say that you either are going to have to pay him after this year or let him walk. I don't think it's going to be one of those situations because we still have the right to pick up his fifth-year option. We can still place a tag on him. So if we wanted to make him a hostage, we could easily do that. But he could also respond to that by holding out.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think
not showing up.
I don't think that would be a beneficial situation for both parties.
I don't think so either, but it's an option. Okay. Hey, Uncle Gates, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Shout out Uncle Gates.
and look at Shaky. Look at Shaky. Just fanned out behind them. Yeah. Hey, these are the type fans that I was referencing. Uncle Gates and Shaky just gassed up and fanned out. But hey, shout out to Nah, man. I think he's gonna get it done this year. I hope for my mental health, I hope that he's able to get it done this year. Because if he's not, I just can't even afford to think about it in totality right now. Terrence, I'm gonna watch this this short that came this blueprint short that they dropped. If you want to get off, then you can. Feel free to do so.
Yeah, I have to get tea.
Okay,
I'm down bad. Well, but y'all be easy
and speak to your community.
I don't know what you want me to say. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I guess some of y'all will stay and watch JJ and whatever he got to say. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in person very soon. But for the meantime, hope you guys have been enjoying the live. And yeah.
You said it's a great time to be alive?
No, I said I hope you guys have been enjoying the live.
Oh.
But it is a great time to be alive as well. Goofy ass nigga.
No, I honestly didn't hear what you said because I was reading the chat.
Well, so you just start paying attention.
No, you're right.
I know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. My fault. All right, you're dismissed. So now you're
see, I don't want to have to prove a point.
I mean, I don't care. That's fine with me. I'll get the shit started. That's fine. Chat now it's just us. Now we can talk on. It's like, now let me stop bullshit. I just want to watch this video because I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet. So I'm gonna just do a live reaction to this and then I'm out. And hopefully hopefully this YouTube video doesn't get clipped. One sec. Let's see if I can pull it up here.
Good afternoon. What's up, champ? I'm supposed to say what's up, champ. Don't call me nothing else. Hey, however we got to get it done, it took 17 games. Every single one of these was a championship opportunity. That's real, okay? I would have loved to put hats on in that locker room. I would have loved for that to happen. But guess what? We put in the work. Could we have worked any harder? Hell no. We're going to find an edge, though. We're going to try to find a way. Film's your friend, guys. I'm telling you. I told you guys this. I promise you this. I'm going to keep asking you for just a little bit more.
It's a playoff city once again.
14 teams make it on Saturday. Rams take on the Panthers.
We got a special guest. He's going to talk to us a little bit about championship mindset. Everybody, Richard Sherman.
I'm not gonna lie. I for the life of me can't understand why they had Richard Sherman come in and talk or call in or whatever the case may be. We got championship DNA in our history. They could have got Luke. They could have got TD, Cam, Jay Stu, somebody from that team. But I digress.
What's up, sir?
Appreciate y'all. It's a dogfight out there, fellas, and I'm not the only one that can tell you that. Anybody that has been in these playoffs understands that it's a damn dogfight. Play in and play out. Every play matters. There's going to be some adversity. It does not always go how you want it to go, but trust.
Yeah, Sherman is just nasty, bro. Sherman is just nasty, just knowing that Cam was like not that far away from Charlotte, because I think that he stays in Atlanta right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's back home in Atlanta. But I guess maybe the schedules may not have allowed it. But that to me is just like, it's just very, very weird and very strange when you have like history in that building that at this point we're looking damn near as ancient history. But the last time we competed at a very, very high level was 2015, and we made the playoffs in 2017. So it's just like you could have gotten somebody from either one of those two teams to do this little call here. But I'm not hating.
Your preparation, trust your teammates, trust yourself and everything you've done to get here. You deserve to be here. You belong here.
You're going to that playoff game at home, having just beaten them, 6 weeks earlier? They weren't going to be scared.
The Panthers went in like, we can beat these guys. It had been, a decade since you had really had that magnitude of moments for this Panthers team.
Now we're back 10 years later.
Every time you go out there, every time you step on that football field, it means something. But in these playoffs, it's do or die. Fellas, I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck. Go get this win.
And then the atmosphere for the playoff game was incredible. There was buzz all week. Is Cam Newton going to bang the drum?
Please welcome Panthers legend, Cam Newton.
The echoes of the past with what's happening in the present. A reminder of what had happened and a reminder of what could happen.
Today be you.
Yep.
You the same you've been your whole life. The worst you in.
You could see how much this meant to the city.
The crowd and the energy, there's nothing like it, man.
And boy, was that.
And I'm gonna say this too, bro. If you missed this, good God in the day. Hey, if you miss this as a Panthers fan, if you were not in the building for this moment, the only thing that I can say is I'm sorry that you missed it, bro. Honestly. Because this was just, this atmosphere, this environment, the game itself, this was just, man, oh man.
Stadium rocking.
You could really feel the momentum crescendo. And then the Panthers gave that Rams team everything they had.
Stafford under center, throws in the flat, near side Nakua, makes the catch at the 20, and picks up a first down.
They come in that game as 10-point dogs. The Rams are right there with the Seahawks, best teams in the NFC.
Looking, throws to the end zone, Nakua for a touchdown.
The question on the outside is,
that first drive was sickening. I mean, it was way too easy.
They up to it.
Rice, quick slant. He's got Coker across the 30 for a first down. Throws right side. He's got McMillan at the 32, near sideline. Rice guns it across the middle, diving catch. 23 on the play for Teteroa McMillan.
I think some people might have thought this is going to be a blowout, but the Panthers fought back.
Here's the snap, the give to Chuba! Touchdown! Chuba Hubbard! One of the core guys!
That's you guys. Great protection. Great job. Great communication. Great protection all drive.
If they had gone out and the Rams had beat them 50-0, I'd be sitting here going, okay. They didn't. It was a really competitive game. He had Coker over the middle of the field in that game multiple times with his speed.
Fires over the middle. It is complete. Inside the 40, 35. Coker angles left side 20, 15, 10. Pushed out of bounds by Kitchens. A gain of 52 for Jalen Coker.
Hell yeah, Coke. Let's go, baby.
You don't have a lot of teams that are running 2 6'3" guys at the wideout spot, and both of them have enough speed actually challenging these crossing lanes. The Rams just have small corners. You put some skyscrapers out in the field, there are some defenses that don't know how to deal with that.
McMillan makes the catch inside the 20.
T-Mac's the sort of receiver, talk about these routes in isolation. If your quarterback needs to have a lot of trust in you and a lot of faith in you, right? Sometimes I don't look open. Throw the football.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it.
No ass.
Coming off the best rookie season by any wide receiver in Panther history.
You got to feel what it was like to play games with everything on the line.
Fucking dreams are made, baby. NFL playoffs, this is your fucking game. Look at this surroundings, bro. This is the fucking dream. This ain't never been like this.
It was this feeling that this stadium had its world back.
Let's go, keep pounding.
And they were right there in lockstep with one of the top teams in the NFC.
I remember the pass that Bryce Young threw to Jalen Coker in the second half. And again, that feeling comes back of, wow, is this going to happen?
Here's the snap. Bryce looking left, throws, deep left corner of the end zone. Jalen Coker hauls it in for a touchdown. And the Panthers have the lead with 2:39 to go. Bryce magic is real, and Coker has played the game of his life. This Panther team has gotten toe-to-toe with LA. They are 2:39 away from advancing. First down at the 19-yard line. Panthers nursing that 4-point lead. Stafford again in the gun. Takes the snap. Throws down the right side. Contested. Parkinson makes the catch for a touchdown. And the Rams take a 33-31 lead. And the game is over.
It took a great catch and a great throw by a Hall of Fame player to beat them. But I think we all walked away feeling that the end of the season was not an end point. In many ways, it was the opening chapter to what is ahead for 2026 and certainly 2027.
Guys, this is proof positive right here. It's about belief. It's about believing in what we have right here, okay? Regardless of what happened in the course of the game, early on or whatever, we just kept battling because that's who we are. That's our identity, okay? Now, we know we got some plays that we would love to have back, but listen to me, man. This season was about straight up grit and belief and playing together. You guys talk about family. You break down on family all the time. This is what family looks like. You just keep battling the whole way. I'm so proud to be a part of this group, guys. I'm sick that it's over. I'm sick we can't go do it one more week. That's all it is for me. I just want to get back to one more Monday, one more Wednesday, and get on the grass with you guys. How fun was this last week? Playing for everything right in front of us, guys. We don't ever have to feel this again. We don't ever have to leave it up to other people. We don't have to put it into other people's hands if we handle our business, guys. This was an amazing opportunity for us. I'm sick we didn't get it done, but I'm proud as hell to be your coach. I'm proud of what we accomplished together.
Every one of those teams goes into the offseason thinking this division is ours for the taking.
It is a very big crossroads for Canales and Morgan.
They're just going to be on a mission to upgrade that roster, continue the ascension that they've begun.
Are we going to be ground and pound, control the clock, rely on this defense? Are we going to start airing it out more now? We got this great young receiver. I do not know the answer to that. Internally, they know the blueprint.
I think you go into next year and you have to take the Panthers seriously.
Our expectations start to shift.
But by no means did you get the sense that anyone there is satisfied.
There is a new standard.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was a tough one. That was a tough one, I'm not gonna lie. That was a tough loss to take for sure. But it was special to be in the building. It was special to be in the building, not gonna lie. I like this. Appreciate the super chat. I like that. I like that idea. No cap. Yeah, no cap. It does. It does. But that being said, wrapping up that video, the time is here, bro. Training camp begins this week. The rookies report on Wednesday. Camp kicks off on Thursday. So it's go time, bro. It's go time. Like I've been saying the whole time, for the most part, that the World Cup has taken the edge off a little bit, but it's go time. I mean, the Panthers play a football game, and I think it's 18 days. If I'm not mistaken, August 6th. We'll get to see the team run out. Obviously, we're not going to see the starters in that game, but we'll see Carolina Panthers football, and ultimately that's what we all want at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would absolutely love to be a part of that atmosphere again this season, and maybe even for multiple times this January. That would be special. That would be special for sure. That would be special. That would be special. My dates off. I thought rookies reported on Wednesday, and then camp kicks off on. Let me see. I don't want to give misinformation. They do. My apologies. Rookies report tomorrow. Vets report on Wednesday, and we kick things off on Thursday. That's my fault. That's my fault. So tomorrow, rookies will be in the building. Vets Wednesday, camp on Thursday. It's here, bro. It's here. It's here. I'm gonna drop a mood to change video this week. I'm gonna do everything in my power to get it out on Wednesday, but it probably won't be until Thursday morning. But I'm gonna do a mood to change video this week, highlighting the top 5 players to keep an eye on heading into training camp this year, because I think there are a lot of great matchups, and obviously me and Terrence talked about it a little bit tonight. But I will say there are a couple of guys and a couple of names on that list that I'm going to be watching very, very closely for either the fact that they're on the hot seat or the fact that I want to see them take a step forward. But I'll of course give that breakdown in the video. So make sure, if you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notification on. If you're watching on X, make sure that you're following. If you want to turn post notifications on for X as well, I'd highly encourage that. And of course, tap in with us on Instagram and TikTok @For Panthers Fans Only to stay up to date on what we have going on. Again, we will be back in studio here soon. I'm going to go ahead and take the official date off of it, just because I don't want to keep setting a date and then having to push it back and keep having to maneuver. So the only thing that I will say is that we will be back in studio very, very soon doing our in-person pre-recorded episodes. But also, as the summer goes on, we'll be dropping those. But we also are going to have a couple of beat writers join us on this show. Me and Terrence will go live, throughout the summer as well, just to so there's not so much space in between the episodes that we drop. So we're not having to wait, a week to get our thoughts on training camp and how things are going off in that regard. So make sure, again, to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notification on so you guys are notified anytime we go live or anytime we drop a video, whatever the case may be. We do have the Discord locked, loaded, and ready to go. So I think next week what we'll do is we'll roll that out next week, and we'll start, sending out links and everything like that for you guys to join our community, join our Discord. Because I'm very, very excited about that. Obviously, we're going to open it up on some occasions for you guys to call in and things like that. There's a couple of things that we can do from a content standpoint, that I'm super, super stoked about as well. So Discord is on the way, new studio is on the way, and the Panthers training camp kicks off this Thursday. So make sure that you're tuned in for all of the let me see, how do I want to word this? all the truth and all of the unfiltered truth. That's how I word it. Man. Appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking out with us. We've been on for like 2.5 hours now. So shout out to everybody that has been able to rock out with us for the duration of the stream. Shout out to everybody that joined in the middle. Shout out to everybody that just joined. If you just joined, feel free to hit that subscribe button and rewind back. Because I think that tonight was a great episode. I appreciate everybody for interacting in the chat. Y'all made the episode go by super, super fast. It was engaging. So shout out to y'all. You guys make the show when we do these live streams. So definitely always appreciate the interaction on that front. And without further ado, again, we will talk to you guys next Monday. And I will have a Move to Change video for you guys this week as well, previewing the top 5 guys that I will be watching heading into training camp this year. So appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a great night, and we'll talk to y'all very soon. I'm out. Peace.